that he would inject it like straight into people's like chests.
Ugh, gosh. Yeah, or wherever the cancer
was.
Yeah. So yeah, if you had like a brain tumor, just right into the head.
Because nothing seems to cure cancer better than a watermelon seed.
Ugh. Healthcare horrors. Murder.
Somebody doesn't want us to do this episode, Ashley.
That's exactly it. All right. Take 3. This point, we had a good practice run.
It's good.
Welcome back to another episode of Healthcare Horrors. I feel like I've been here before so many times.
Deja vu.
I've been having that a lot recently too. Weird stuff in October. I'm Ashley, a brand specialist at Atlas. In the last Healthcare Horrors podcast, we talked about, Jessica Weiss, a recruiter, and I talked about the U.S. Army Post Hospital in Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, and she shared some stories from her mom and grandma, and even some things that she experienced in the hospital before it was completely decommissioned and locked up. The hospital was attached to the big CHI hospital that they have now, so staff could still access the hospital, and they had some spooky encounters, and there's a lot of Civil War history in that one. So check it out. Still recording. Great. In today's episode, we are talking about the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. And today I have Karen on the podcast with me. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you, Ashley. Like Ashley said, I'm Karen. I'm the experience manager here at Atlas. And I had the great experience of actually staying at the Crescent Hotel. I'm going to say back in maybe 2013. It was a mother-daughter, aunt-niece ghost trip that we were taking. And we did get to stay at the Crescent. We didn't get to stay in any of the super haunted rooms. We didn't even actually get a chance to take a ghost tour because they were all sold out. So we did low key follow a ghost tour. So we did get to learn quite a bit about the hotel while we were there. Mm-hmm. The hotel is gorgeous. If you have not been there, even if you are not into ghost stories, it is a beautiful place to go and stay. Super historical, lovely architecture.
Nice. Whose idea was it to go stay at the Crescent?
My sister and I were trying to come up with just a little like mother-daughter trip for us four, and we'd done this in the past, and we had decided it would be fun. Our daughters were of that age where they were kind of into some of the scary stuff, and so we built a little weekend trip around the Missouri State Penitentiary down in Jefferson City, Missouri, which is also historically amazing place to go. If you have not been there, just to tour that is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And we were trying to find the most haunted hotel in Arkansas because we had stopped and stayed with my brother for a few days, and the Crescent came up as actually the most haunted hotel in America.
Yeah, super cool, super cool. What were some of your, even though you didn't stay in a haunted room, what were some of your experiences there?
We just had so much fun exploring the grounds. Like I say, low-key following the ghost tours, hearing the stories. You just have to kind of make the fun where you get it. My favorite thing was my daughter was standing in a little alcove that had a window that faced out to a balcony. And as my sister and I and my niece walked by, she scared the pants off my sister, who I thought actually wet her pants for a moment. Because my sister loves to scare people. And so to get her back is very hard. And it was fantastic. It was great.
Nice. Awesome. That sounds like a lovely trip, and I definitely want to go check this place out.
Go do it.
It looks beautiful, and it looks super haunted. All right, should we dive into the history?
Let's do it.
All righty. So before the construction of the hotel and spa was completed in 1886, the land of the Ozarks was known for its rejuvenating and healing properties from the mountains, forests, and natural springs. Did you drink any of the water when you were up there?
I did not drink any of the water from Eureka Springs. I have drank the water from Hot Springs, Arkansas. And I have just found that Mineral Springs water is hot and not very delicious. So it was not for me.
Gotcha. So a whole town and transportation system with a railroad was established in this area, and it became a hot spot for visitors who wanted to see the beauty and just experience the wellness of the area. During the construction of the hotel, we have our first tragedy when a stonemason known as Michael has an accident which led to him falling to his death. The hotel was an exclusive spot for those seeking a luxurious getaway, but maybe it was a little ahead of its time. Business was slow, especially during the winter months. When I was looking at photos of the hotel, I saw the hotel covered in snow, and I didn't realize it actually snowed that much in Arkansas. But I guess being in the mountains, like we were talking about, that makes sense. So during the winter months, it was kind of slow. Maybe the hotel didn't have adequate heating. Maybe it was hard to get up there. Not really sure.
It is not an easy drive.
Okay.
Where we came from, it was very narrow and winding, and it was a little terrifying to drive up there.
Fair enough. So the hotel owner collaborates with the Frisco Railroad to work out a deal just to make ends meet. I'm not sure exactly what all went into the hotel leasing to the railroad meant. Maybe they were just working out like pay packages with the train operators and, I don't know, giving anyone who came in on the train a discounted rate.
I'm guessing it's something like that, maybe housing workers that needed overnight stays, and they would get a special rate for it.
Mm-hmm. So I read in some places that the hotel was eventually abandoned before it was turned into the Crescent College. But in reality, it sounds like this was all just in tandem together. It was a hotel working with the railroad, and it was also turned into the Crescent College and Conservatory for Young Women. And you said it was turned into that in 1902?
That's what I was finding online when I was doing my deep dive research.
Deep dive research.
Yeah.
The rooms were used as dorms so that the women could stay there while they received an education, which sounds like they were primarily there in the winter maybe, and then in the summer it was still used as a hotel. There was another accident or potential suicide that led to someone's death. One of the students was pregnant, and she either fell or leaped or was pushed from either the third or fourth floor landing to her death. So that could have been a potential double homicide. We're not really sure.
And the source of another haunting.
Mm-hmm. And then in 1934, the school officially shuts their doors, and it just keeps running. Nope, it doesn't keep running as a hotel or anything, because in 1934, it's turned into a hospital.
Yeah, I believe the college during the Depression, people couldn't afford to send their daughters they couldn't pay for that higher education anymore. And they just fell on hard times and had to close the college. But an interesting fact that I did read about was these girls would send away home to their families for their Ouija boards so they could contact the spirits of Michael the stonemason. I believe there was a little girl that also fell down the steps and had died. And she is noted to haunt the steps.
Oh.
So the girls would try to contact the spirits and with their Ouija boards.
Don't play with Ouija boards.
No way. They are the worst.
Yeah. I bought one from probably Toys R Us when I was a teenager, and fortunately nothing like stayed attached to it or me or anyone in the room, but Just wouldn't take a chance this day and age.
I wouldn't take a chance with a Ouija board from Target or Toys R Us or from the 1500s. Don't touch them.
Nope. Nope. All right, so 1934, here we go. The Baker Cancer Clinic is started by Norman Glenwood Baker. He's an entrepreneur and promoter of alternative medicine, among other things. He turns the hotel into a hospital where he claims that he could not only treat cancer, but cure it. And the slogan was, "Where sick folks get well."
I don't think that was true.
I don't think that's true at all. Otherwise, why would we be talking about it?
Absolutely, we'd be lauding him as a hero.
Yeah. No one wants to talk about anything positive.
No way.
We just want all the negative stuff.
We've got to get these snake oil salesmen out. So that's why we have to talk about it.
So it became the Baker Cancer Clinic, or the Castle in the Sky, as Norman would call it. This sleazy snake oil salesman that he was also aired his claims of his miracle cure over the radio. But in reality, this was just a place where nurses noticed a significant increase in the death toll compared to other hospitals that they may have worked in.
Oh yeah, he was a snake oil salesman. This guy grew up in Muscatine, Iowa. He was smart as a whip, but just couldn't use it for anything really positive. Started his own radio station at one point, built his own radio equipment, and started his own radio station. Got shut down. He actually had he had sponsored 5 cancer patients to go to a different cancer hospital that was claiming they could cure cancer. All 5 of those patients passed away.
Oh, great.
And instead of, thinking, well, maybe this isn't going to work, he said, I can do this better. And he actually before he started this clinic, he had another cancer hospital, and he was shut down by the American Medical Association, and he ran away to Mexico to avoid charges.
Oh.
Yeah. He stayed there for a while, also started another radio station. Then I believe there was some major turmoil in Mexico, came back to the U.S. He had to clear his name. Ended up paying $1,000 fine and 1 day in jail.
Wow. Justice is served.
Yeah. For a guy who is very wealthy, $1,000 in a day in jail isn't going to do a whole lot, is it?
No.
He just preyed on people's desperation.
Very manipulative.
And he did it very well.
Yes. So Norman leveraged a fortune from sick and dying patients before they passed on. And it wasn't only cancer patients that visited the center. Anyone who had any illness that was condemned untreatable by any actual physician was welcome here. I mean, let's be real. If Norman turned away any patients, he was also turning away a paycheck.
And he charged a lot.
Sure did. I don't know how much. Was it like $5,000 for a month or something? I don't know.
I've never seen any actual cost records.
Yeah, that's fair.
But people came from all over the country to get treated. He used his power of the mind, positive thinking, and his, famous Formula 5 to cure patients. So...
Just in case he needed to make a quick getaway, though, because he must have knew he was doing something naughty, one of the changes that he made to the hotel was an escape route via a concealed hidden staircase from his office to the first floor.
Oh, yeah, that guy definitely knew he was going down at some point.
Oh, my gosh.
He was going to rake in as much dough as he could and then make his escape.
Apparently, he even had a 6-sided desk in his office to account for his 6 different business endeavors. This guy was just so full of himself.
Oh, he was. Absolutely, he was.
So the American Medical Association, apparently they were on to him before, like you just said. They were on to him again, but it wasn't them who took him and his marketable miracle cure down. Did you look into what Formula 5 consisted of?
Yeah, it was like Carbolic acid, watermelon seeds. I mean, some people said castor oil, corn silk, clover.
Yes.
I guess it never was the same formula. It was just kind of whatever he had. And it was every version was a little bit different.
Oh.
And I don't know if this is true. This is something I kind of read or heard, but he would inject it like straight into people's like chests.
Ugh. Gosh. Yeah. Or wherever the cancer
was.
Yeah. So yeah, if you had like a brain tumor, just right into the head.
Because nothing seems to cure cancer better than a watermelon seed.
So you mentioned, where does the watermelon seed even come from?
Corn silk?
I don't understand. Weird. I did look up, so you mentioned carbolic acid, and I looked that up. And I'm just going to read a definition from the internet, but carbolic acid is a white, volatile, and crystalline organic compound known as phenol that is toxic and corrosive, originally obtained from coal tar and now synthesized from petroleum.
Ooh, sounds delicious.
Sounds great. It is used to make plastics, epoxy, nylon, you got to get the microplastics in, and medicines, and is an effective antiseptic or disinfectant. So maybe he knew that much. Who knows?
Well, it sounds like he went with like all natural ingredients right up into the poison.
Right. Due to its corrosive nature, carbolic acid requires careful handling and can cause chemical burns, tissue injury, and severe systemic poisoning if absorbed by the skin, inhaled, or ingested.
So it sounds like his own version of chemotherapy.
Yeah.
Which he said he wouldn't do.
You got him.
I'm all over it. All over it.
The fall of Norman Baker's Cancer Center really happened when patients' families started becoming suspicious of their loved ones' letters that they were receiving in the mail. The loved ones being the patients in the facility. Norman would have patients sign forged letters stating that their health was improving and things were going great. And this led to his conviction of mail fraud that he did go to prison for a very short amount of time.
Yeah, that's all they really could get him on was mail fraud. And he was sentenced to 4 years, and I think he went to prison for 3 and paid like a $4,000 fine.
Yeah. What is $4,000?
And a guy who made a bunch of money probably doesn't really care about $4,000 a whole lot. So, yeah.
His treatment center was in operation for just 22 months, I believe, just shy of 2 years. And in that time, over 40 people were killed. Sometimes patients were told that they were even getting better and they were actually sent home. So who knows how many people actually died, like also once they got home.
They believe that number is way larger than just the 40 plus people. He didn't keep very good records, so they're not sure how many that number is. I believe he also destroyed a bunch of records when he knew he was going to get shut down.
Yeah.
So we have no idea.
It's probably double. It's got to be in the 80s. I mean, 22 months isn't very long, and that's a lot of people.
There was a lot of people that came in and left. And so maybe they didn't die directly from his Formula 5 miracle cure. But, eventually, obviously are going to pass away from the cancer.
Yeah. A little more on Norman Baker. I know we already kind of talked about his history. I can't believe that he's from Iowa. When I was doing some digging on him and I saw that he's from Iowa, I was like, no way. Like, really? He's right across the river from us.
I wonder if Muscatine still has like Norman Baker's house.
Probably.
That would be something I need to look into.
Yeah. And then you could visit the house, and then you could go to Villisca. It's all in Iowa. You could do another girls' trip.
Oh, yeah.
There
Heck yeah.
Go. After poisoning his patients who would eventually die, he would have the cancerous tumors and flesh removed and kept in jars for whatever reason. Were they trophies? Did he really want to study them? I don't know. Did he want the autopsy reports of his patients, if there even were autopsies done, to at least show that the signs of the cancer were gone?
Is that why he cut the cancer out? So it looked like the cancer was
Maybe.
gone, which is crazy because you're looking at a guy who basically was an inventor and a radio broadcaster.
Mm-hmm.
He had, I believe they called it like an eclectic degree in medicine, which was really nothing.
Yeah.
But that particular degree in Arkansas, you could you could call yourself a doctor in practice.
What? Oh, I didn't see that. But also, if the American Medical Association was suspicious of him on 2 different accounts, why weren't the nurses also questioning?
And this is just me probably misremembering. I believe he might have been under a different name. He might have used a different name when he started his first clinic.
Mm-hmm.
So it may have taken longer for them to catch on.
Yeah.
I can't believe any of the nurses thought any of this was a good idea, but you meet somebody who is
So manipulative.
charming, manipulative. Yeah. I mean, how else does every cult start? You have to start with somebody
right.
that can convince a lot of people that he's doing good.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe, sadly, maybe he was just paying them well enough to where they didn't want to raise any concerns. Who knows?
That could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
So once Baker got out of prison, he tried opening another hospital in Iowa, but thank goodness he was denied. No more hospitals for this guy.
For the love of God, don't let him go anywhere near a hospital.
And then Norman Baker eventually dies of liver cirrhosis in 1958. And I hope his liver was cut out and put in a jar and given to his family.
Yeah, so conspiracy theories are saying they really believed it was liver cancer.
Which would be the ironic thing. That's what usually happens with serial killers. I feel like it's just the irony comes back and bites them in the butt.
Gotta get their just desserts.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So in 1946, the hotel underwent a transformation and renovations with another change in ownership. Thank goodness. 4 new owners that went in on the property together, and still with the Frisco Railroad bringing in tourists, they turn it back into a hotel. Unfortunately, in 1967, due to faulty wiring, there's a huge fire that took out the penthouse and part of the 4th floor. The hotel was in good hands, though. Ownership changed once more to 2 couples who wanted to restore, update, and expand the hotel.
Yeah, thank goodness, because it's a wonderful place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad it didn't just sit there and rot away.
Otherwise, they would just be filming scary movies in it.
That's fair. So finally, we get to the owners, Marty and Elise Rennick. They bought the property in February of 1997 and had a 10-year plan to keep restoring the building and turn it back into a luxurious hotel and spa, aka the Grand Old Lady of the Ozarks. They completed their plan in just 5 years, which included restoring the 5th floor that was destroyed by the fire in 1967, and they made sure to maintain the look and feel of the original structure, which bravo.
And they did a great job with it.
They did. I'm glad it went to people who wanted to keep the old 19th century look and feel and take good care of it.
Yeah, they did a great job, and it also helps go into the whole lore of the hotel too, to keep it in time.
Yeah,
with that tradition. And so it also helps with the ghost stories.
Absolutely. It's just like the Stanley. When you walk in, you're like in a time warp and you just go back in time. It's great.
Yeah.
So any additions to the hotel since then, they made sure to incorporate the same architectural style and colors. They made sure everything appeared like it was from the 19th century, like we just said, reading through my notes. These people cared and continued to do justice to the building. And they were very aware when they bought it that it was haunted. And they even hired mediums to come in and contact the supernatural. And the mediums claimed that the morgue in the basement, yes, which is still there with an autopsy table and walk-in cooler for bodies, is a portal to the other side.
Oh, I did hear about the portal. I didn't realize it was the morgue room, which is just crazy to think that there is a morgue in the basement of a hotel.
Yeah. I'm sad that you guys didn't get to go into the morgue when you were there.
I am definitely going to go back.
Yeah.
I feel like it deserves another sleepover, a more thorough looking at. I hope you're going to get to the 2019 discovery here.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
It's bonkers. So we already talked about Michael the stonemason. He is believed to be one of the spirits still lingering about. And he's said to really like the ladies. He might try and schmooze the ladies.
Some people have sworn they, while taking a shower curtain has been pulled back. He likes those weird disembodied touches.
Yes.
So yeah. And that's what room is he in?
Well, so room 419 is the most haunted room, but I don't know. Does he specifically stay in one room or does he just go everywhere?
I think he's mostly in that room. So I think that was room 218 that Michael was in.
Okay.
And then we have Theodora, the nurse, or the patient. I've heard both. I don't know which one she actually was, who is in room 419.
Yeah.
And she likes things to be very neat and tidy, apparently.
Yes, very neat and tidy. So yeah, Nurse Theodora, who worked in the hospital, her spirit said to be there obsessing over keeping rooms clean. Often spotted in room 419. Another spirit that might be hanging out in 419 could be the pregnant student wearing the school uniform, and you can notice her pregnant belly. Patients, when it was a hospital, reported seeing her, and then to this day, staff and people staying in the hotel have reported seeing her. But yeah, I'm still not sure if she fell from the 4th floor from specifically that room or if it was somewhere on the 3rd floor.
Yeah. Poor girl.
Yeah.
I guess Norman also had what he called he called it the pain room, maybe. That might not be right, but he had taken a room, soundproofed it, where patients who were in pain could go in and just scream and kind of let their pain out.
Ooh.
That was, I believe, later turned into the honeymoon suite.
Oh my gosh.
So once again, you read a lot of stuff when you're doing some deep dives on the internet. I hope that's true because, I mean,
funny.
I guess maybe you can try to push out the bad with the new and the good.
Add some irony in there, poke fun.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that. But I do have that one of the ghosts is also named Irene Castle. She was a beautiful, famous ballroom dancer who retired to Eureka Springs after her husband passed away. And she died in 1969, and her spirit remains dancing around the hotel.
Oh, that's very interesting. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah. Did you mention a patient? Because I don't have anything about a patient ghost.
I just think most of the patient's energy or spirits are kind of lingering.
That's fair.
But we will kind of talk a little bit more once we get to the 2019 discovery. Do you have, is it Morris the cat?
Tell us about Morris.
So apparently Morris walked into the hotel. This cat just walked into the hotel one day and didn't leave. And they said, oh, welcome. You're now the general manager. He lived in the hotel for 21 years before his passing. They said 300 people attended his funeral.
Oh my gosh.
And you can still see like vestiges of Morris walking through the hotel.
Aww.
So that's a good one.
Yeah.
Not necessarily benevolent, a little bit more benevolent, I believe. So
it's a nice little cat ghost.
Little cat ghost.
Huh. wonder if you're allowed to bring pets.
You are allowed to
Are
bring
you?
pets. Yes, there's like a small charge.
Yeah.
Because I read a blog on one of the woman that stayed there, and she's like, I don't think I could have made it through the night without my pet there.
That's fair. But then, I don't know. I would get nervous because, like, what if they have a bad experience? What if they see something traumatizing, you know?
According to this person, this blogger, as they were walking through the hotel, her dog started to get really edgy.
Yeah.
And they couldn't figure out why she wasn't seeing anything. And one of the hotel staff said, take a picture in the direction they're looking.
Yeah.
And when she did that, there were like 4 like floating orbs in that area. So I believe, animals are way more perceptive to otherworldly things.
Absolutely. I definitely appreciated how much information was on the Crescent Hotel's website. I mean, that was just a good place to start for a lot of the history. So just some of the other random things that were on there. Thanks to 17 national and international paranormal TV shows that featured the Crescent Hotel, it helped it gain the reputation for America's most haunted hotel. Not one of America's most haunted hotels, but the most haunted.
The most haunted.
Yeah. It sounds like it, just from everything that we've talked about, and just there's so many shows and podcasts, and like the research we could have done on this hotel is like endless, I feel like.
Oh, 100%. There's so much out there. People flock to this place to try to see or hear or feel something. There are a lot of people that go that bring their Ouija boards and try to conjure things.
Nope.
I know one group swears the stonemason Michael fell through their room.
Ooh.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I don't know exactly where he fell either, but that'd be interesting. Or there's been so many reports of people just, hanging out on the grounds, and I guess they'll see Michael or the student just fall from wherever they fell from. Yeah.
Oof.
So apparently no one really knew about the super grim cancer center history. Like, maybe they knew it was a hospital at one point, but they didn't know how intense things were until the morbid discovery of Norman Baker's collection that was buried on the grounds until 2019.
That is crazy.
That's bonkers.
The landscape gardener out there was overseeing something. She looked back, something like caught her eye, and she goes back and pulls up this bottle, which shook like the earth loose, and she ended up pulling up like 100 bottles.
Yeah.
And then stopped. And then they called in like an archaeologist.
You'd have to. You can't. Oh my gosh. That's just so crazy that all of these bottles of human remains, tumors, skin, I think there was even like fat, like human fat in one of them. And some of the bottles of his Formula 5 were just all still preserved in the grounds of his hotel.
Yeah. They brought in that archaeologist. They ended up, I believe, digging up over 500 bottles. They found a bone saw.
Oh my gosh.
And so the landscape gardener that was there, she ended up having to leave the hotel. She was having nightmares of like hands coming up through the ground and like grabbing her, and she just couldn't do it. She's like, I love the job, I love the place, but I could no longer stay there.
Yikes.
And I believe they've said the amount of spirit activity has increased since the finding of those.
That makes
bottles.
sense. Like, every time there's construction even done on an old haunted building, I feel like that just stirs up more stuff. And yeah, finding all of that. But now, if someone wants to see these jars, it's on display.
You can go see them
in the morgue.
I know they sent quite a few of the jars away to find out what they are, to determine what was inside of them, because they were so, old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. Nasty.
Gross. Yeah. That was just a few years ago.
So it just makes you wonder actually what kind of person Norman was. Was he, like you said, was he experimenting? Was he storing this for historical purposes?
Yeah.
Was he way more demented than we originally thought?
It's so bizarre.
I know, but
it's a lot.
How long would that take to bury?
It's a lot.
Did he do it continuously, or was it all at once? I mean, these are like the questions that boggle my mind. Did he have a spot on the ground where he's like, okay, I cut this tumor out of this person after I, scalded her with carbolic acid, and now I'm going to go put it in my secret garden spot.
Oh, well, you could get a Ouija board and you could go ask him.
I will not get a Ouija board and do that, Ashley.
Oh. But I think even the location where they excavated the bottles, I think I saw they have like a glass case or something around it where you could still see some of the bottles like on the ground too.
So they preserved the site very well.
I think so.
I mean, honestly, nothing is going to drive up hotel stay when you have like a new discovery of something super morbid and gross.
Yeah.
Because people like me will always go there to stay.
Well, and if they found that, like, who knows what else is buried out there? There could be bodies buried out there.
Oh,
sadly.
Let's hope not.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing like going from this beautiful mountainous hot spring area that was known for its healing properties and built this great hotel to a very dim, dark future.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks for pitching this idea.
Oh, you're welcome. As soon as you sent it out, I was like, oh, she's got it. When you're talking about healthcare, I was like, this guy was bad news.
Absolutely. Yeah, this was fun. Thanks for being on it. We were supposed to have another recruiter, Eureka Bradford, on the podcast with us, but she was feeling a little ill today, so
I think the spirits got to her.
What do you guys like to do for Halloween? Any fun traditions or any plans?
We don't really do anything. We used to go to a lot of Halloween parties, but now we're old and boring.
That's not true.
We used to love to hand out candy, but all the kids in our neighborhood are grown up, and so we don't get trick-or-treaters anymore. So my husband will watch a really scary movie, and I'll watch it through a side eye.
Yeah. Just doing something else.
I do not like scary movies.
Yeah.
Can't do them.
That's fair. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So on the next podcast, we are going to have Taylor Monahan on here. She's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be the final episode of the Halloween season. So stay tuned for that. And we will be talking about the old Tuweli Hospital and Asylum in Utah.
Ooh, that'll be interesting.
Yes, very interesting. It's all been interesting.